So DJI a couple of weeks ago released a new DJI FLY update, bringing the new DJI Simulator to the RC2 and the RC Pro 2. In today's video, I'm going to do a full walkthrough on this simulator, talking about what's good about it, what could be a lot better, and is it actually worth using? So you know those days where the weather's really bad outside, but you're itching to go and fly one of your drones? You might be a complete beginner and you want to actually start practicing how to fly these drones, getting used to it, getting used to these skills. And the weather, especially in the UK, it's like, not today. Well, the DJI Simulator, this brings like the most realistic experience that you can get on one of your DJI drones. So for a practicing tool, this really has great potential. Let's first of all show you what the simulator is, how you can get the most recent one, because we have just seen another update to release literally just like today, which brings some more functions as well. Okay, so what you need to do is have the latest DJI FLY update on either of these two controllers. When you go back to that home screen, you will see in the top right hand corner an icon that says DJI Simulator, and it's the same on the RC Pro 2 as well. But we have just seen a new update for just the simulator as well, and you won't see that unless you actually go into the simulator itself. So if we click on the DJI Simulator, we can do it on both of these. Now on the RC Pro 2, because it's got speakers, you'll hear that it's also playing sound, so you can get background music on. I'm just going to turn this off for the sake of this video. So when you're on the actual home screen here, there's going to be three icons in the top right hand corner. You want to click on them. Now when you go into the settings, go to About, and on the RC2 the version is 1.1.0, that's the latest one. And on here I've not updated yet, so the current version on here is 1.0.2. If I click New Version Available, it's now saying there's a new version available on the screen. I can click Install. Now on the main screen we've got basic courses and immersive flight. So if we click on basic courses, this is fantastic for somebody who is either a complete beginner, never flown a drone before, or you're not very comfortable and a bit afraid of flying your drone. So you don't want to get your drone, take it outside and be really worried about crashing it into a tree. Now a lot of this section is locked. It says coming soon. So this would be good to see that DJI will pump this out fast and get more sections unlocked. But we're not going to concentrate on that today. But if you are a beginner, make sure you have a look at that. Now, because of this latest update, when this first came out, you would all be able to use the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. So that's not a bad thing. That's the latest drone, and you could actually fly that drone on this simulator. So for people in certain countries like USA, this is probably the closest you're going to get to actually flying the DJI Mavic 4 Pro at the moment. I'm only joking. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. It was just a joke. But because of this latest update, if we now click Drone Hangar, we have two drones. So you have the Mavic 4 Pro, and you can also click on the left hand side, and if you want, you can take the DJI Air 3S. No Mini 4 Pro at the moment, no Flip, no Neo. I'm sure they will come, and it will just be a big category of different drones you can fly, but those are the two drones. So I'm going to just use the Mavic 4 Pro as an example to start with. We have had an update because when this first came out, the only map we had was skate park, but now depending on which controller you have, we have additional maps. So on the RC2 you can also download Stonehenge. On the RC Pro 2 we've got skate park, we've got Sunny Island, and we've got various other maps that we can download. And this is going to be due to the storage, because this has a lot of internal storage built in. This one doesn't, and I can't find a way of being able to download these maps to just the SD card. And just the screens as well, having this big 7-inch screen compared to this screen, the experience on here is fantastic. It is a really good controller. I know it's not cheap, but it does offer you a lot of good value. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's click on Go Fly. I'm going to use the RC Pro 2. I'm going to put this one away, but because we're using this map, it's going to be the same no matter which controller you have. So you get this like weird type of robot. It looks like some sort of Tesla robot. And what you basically do is you can just move around using the flight sticks here, and you can place this drone anywhere you want. Now, because I've selected the Mavic 4 Pro, that's what's actually in front of me, but I can go into the inventory, and if I want to, I can change it to the Air 3S. But for the time being, I'm just going to keep it like this. So let's just say I want to place the drone here. I just click Place Aircraft, and now that drone is on the floor. Now, what's great about this, and I think DJI have done a fantastic job, is that this is like a true to life one-on-one version of what the actual DJI FLY app looks like when you're flying the drone in real life when it's in the air. So as we just do with the drone, we push them flight sticks down and the drone is going to take off. And you've even got all the sound effects. You get the takeoff noise. Everything is realistic, including the battery life as well. Let's have a look at the menus here first of all. So the top left hand corner, you'll see a pause button. So you can click on that to pause this simulation. We can also click switch view, and now you can see that Mavic 4 Pro in the air. And this is where you can fly around different things. Let's just go back to this here now, and we can click retrieve aircraft. So let's just say you want to place it somewhere else, but we're going to place it back in this same place. So you can see yourself here now, and you can see Stonehenge in the distance. If we want to, we can actually select a photo, and if we want to switch to video, we just use the video functions. And it's exactly just like flying that drone. In the bottom left hand corner, you can see you've got your map, you can swipe across, and you can even get the view out of the obstacle avoidance cameras. So vision assist, just like flying that drone normally. So if we click on the left hand side, we can see out of the vision assist cameras. This is really clever. I think it's impressive what they've done here. Click again, you can now see your radar map. So the drone's in the air now. We can click from cine to normal to sport, and in sports mode the drone will crash as well, so it is good for practicing your flight skills. You can change some of the pro settings, so you can change the ISO, the shutter speed and the aperture, and it will change and show you like an underexposed look. It's not like 100% accurate, and you can't change at the moment any of the FPS. So at the moment it's just stuck to 4K 60, so we can't change that. But let's just say here we've got Stonehenge. Now what I think is great on here is that, let's just say for this shot, I'm going to try and do an orbit around here. So you might be pretty good at orbits anyway, you might not. So I've always said with this new controller especially, and any default settings for these drones, that the controller sticks are far too responsive straight out of the factory settings. So what you can do is you can click on the top right hand corner, you can go into control, and you can actually click gain and expo tuning. And from here, you can reduce or increase these values and get your perfect settings dialed in on this simulator. So you can practice on here. You might find some settings that you really like and then use them on your drone when you're actually outside flying. So now I've turned these down. So the drone is now going to rotate much slower. And for me, that looks a lot better. It's not as jerky, it's not far too fast, just like the default settings. So have a mess around with them. Same with the gimbal. You'll notice when flying the drone, it's so jerky up and down and too fast and abrupt. If we go back to those gain and expo tuning settings, we can go to the very bottom of here and we can go under the tilt speed, we can go to the smoothness and the roll speed, and we just want to reduce those a little bit. So let's just put it down to say 7 on here. I'm going to increase that one. And now under normal, it just rotates a lot better. Let's just say we was doing a reveal shot of Stonehenge. We can actually click record. And then as we're flying towards it, we can just now reveal Stonehenge in the distance. So this is great for practicing your reveal shots. And there's no excuse anymore. So if I see any drone videos and I see a reveal shot and it's something like this, then there really is no excuse anymore. We don't want to see anything like this anymore. So I think this is a fantastic use case for practicing your drone skills. You can see also I'm being a bit of a rebel here. I'm actually at 160 meters in height. So what we can do now is we've got a top-down shot. We can practice just doing a top-down. We just rotate that control stick to the left-hand side. We've now got a bit of a spiraling top-down shots. Really cool. So practice it on here and then go outside and do this same drone move. Don't forget, if you want any of these drone moves, I've got my own drone moves cheat sheets available in digital and physical format, and you can actually get them and use them outside this controller. Practice these when you're at home. Instead of watching the TV, go on here and practice your drone moves. Then when you're out flying, your drone quality, then videos are going to look so much better by using certain drone moves and practicing them. So if you want to go and check them out, I'm going to link them at the top of the description. Now, one great advantage of the Mavic 4 Pro, it has different telelenses. So you can see the compression this will give you. We hit record, we can just do a panning shot here. And it is really good to be able to mix up and practice these shots. But also it has the Infinity Gimbal. So the Infinity Gimbal, just to get this going, you can customize this, to be honest. But for me, I have it, so it's a C1 button and this wheel here. So I'm going to hit that button now. And as I rotate this wheel, you can see on screen that the camera is also rotating nice and slowly. So as we now fly toward Stonehenge, we can now redo that and do a bit of a rotating shot. You don't want to do this rotating shot all the time. Already we've probably seen 9,000 different rotating shots on Instagram. Now, one functionality that doesn't appear to be here yet is when we rotate this screen, it will go into vertical mode. That doesn't seem to work. There isn't actually any button on the screen to use vertical mode. That'd be good if we can see that. One thing we do have is we have cruise control. So again, if you've never used cruise control before, I'm using it like all the time. Nearly every flight, I'm using cruise control in some capacity. So for me, you can have it mapped to either your C1 button, your C2 button, or any of these different customizations. So if we just fly forward and I'm going to hit that C2 button, it now says cruise control enabled, and it's going to fly in autopilot towards these rocks. I can still, when it's in cruise control, I can just increase the altitude, and now it's going to fly over here, and I'm just increasing that height just a little bit. Really cool shot that actually. And again, for cruise control, you just fly wherever you want. So I'm just going to fly backwards. I'm going to hit that C2 button, and the drone is now just going to continue flying for me. Now it doesn't have waypoints yet. When we click on waypoints, it says coming soon. That's going to be good, because I know a lot of people, they like the idea of using waypoints, but it's a bit confusing. And when you're up in the air and you've got limited battery life, it's like, what is this? What is this? And already you've like wasted 20% trying to figure out what everything is. So that's going to be good. And also if we can have hyperlapse as well on here, being able to practice different hyperlapses would also be really cool. So let's now click and go back to that hangar. Let's just take the DJI Air 3S for a spin as well. So let's go back here and let's go and select skate park. So this was like the original map that came with this. So we're now going to place this aircraft. We're going to take that drone off. You can now see I'm using the Air 3S. I've got the 1x lens and I've got the 3x tele-lens. And this map is pretty cool, you know, especially for beginners. Now I'm not saying go and fly in a town or a city like this, but it's good for practicing your drone skills, especially when flying close to objects. So if I go and fly this gap here, so I'm going to fly through here now, I'm going to switch to video. Now every video that you're recording on the simulator, it will also record it and store it on the controller as well. So I'm flying through here now, and I want to practice just going through tight spaces. If I move now to the vision assist camera, I can see now in that corner how close I am to these buildings and how close my drone actually is. So it's really good at seeing that. I can click on here now and I can go over this building, and the actual response is just like flying a drone. I think DJI have done a fantastic job with this. They really have. Now under obstacle avoidance action, you can select bypass, brake and off. So let's just select bypass. So as I fly towards this building now, the drone is going to fly around it just like it would in real life. So this is going to give you a bit more confidence that you're not going to crash your drone instantly. Let's go fly straight back into this building, and it's going to go and fly over it again, just like it would in real life. However, you can also select sports mode, and in sports mode we don't have any sensors. So sports mode's good at getting to different places, but if we fly in something in sports mode, you've just lost like a $2,000 drone because it will crash. And also it shows you an action replay of your errors. As you can see now the drone's there. It even shows you where you crashed. So if you do crash and you didn't mean to, you can be like, what have I done wrong there? And that's the end of the DJI Air 3S. You can even spin that camera around. It's really good. They've put a lot of thought into this. You can even zoom in. You can pinch to zoom in here. And then we let's watch this now. We can see the exact moment it crashed. And you know what? It's pretty good quality, isn't it? So you can't do active track like dragging your finger around boxes, but you can just fly really close and follow things, get used to practicing flying through objects, tight spaces. You can even get confident by turning your sensors off, keeping it in normal mode, and just get used to flying through these small gaps like this. Now what's fantastic about this is it also gives you a really good idea what would happen if you was to lose signal. Again, another reason that a lot of beginners are afraid of getting a drone, thinking, what if I crash it or I lose that drone? It just flies away. What would happen? Well, all these drones have got return to home. So you can see me in the distance there with that H icon. But let's just fly and let's just try and lose this signal. So let's just see what this is like. I've not tried this before. So let's just now, we can see me in the distance here. I'm going to just decrease altitude. So I'm going to cut that signal. You can see already that RC signal bars has cut down to 2, and that's fantastic because that's probably what it would do in real life as well. As we keep decreasing altitude, so it's come back up a little bit, but it's stuttering again. Let's just keep going down here and let's try and lose it. So it's going down again now. Oh, now look, we've got weak signal adjust antennas. This is awesome. This is really good. And now it's stuttering. You can see that lag. That's what would happen in real life. So we've only got 9 bars of signal. Let's just keep going and just see if it disconnects. So it says no satellite position, aircraft not connected to RC. So what happens now? So now it's gone into auto return to home. So now the drone has kicked in and it's now following this path. It's laggy like it would be in real life. And it's now following this advanced return to home path like the Air 3S has. And it's going to navigate around these buildings and come back to that home point. So that for me is fantastic at confidence building. If you was to lose signal, you have a disconnect, this is what would happen. It would return back to its home point, right back to where you started from. So as long as you're in the correct home point, you're updating your home point, this is going to show you that it can come back to you. You don't have to worry that much. So in this scenario, that worked perfect. Now, any photos and videos that you've taken, if we click on that play button, you will see it on your album simulator. And if you go into the album, it will show you everything that you just filmed and took photos or videos of, and you can see this top-down shot I just showed you earlier, and you can watch this and you can go through each one. And it's great that they've added this in as well. They didn't have to do that, but this is fantastic at just not only practicing with your drone, but you can go and have a look at all these different settings. You can play around with different advanced return to home. So do you want optimal? Do you want to look at preset and practice different ones? Now you can also see what would happen in case you was to lose signal. Is that drone going to hover in the air, return to home? Under control, we can change those gain and expo tuning settings, so definitely go and have a look at them. Practice different customization, try and get the best one dialed in for you. If we go to camera, all we've got is grid lines, so you can have your grid lines on the transmission that says coming soon, and same with about. So overall, I would say this is like 8 out of 10. Really good. I think it's great they've added this in. It's something you can go and practice, especially if you've just either a complete beginner, you've got your first drone and you want to really practice flying it. This is going to give you almost like a one-on-one look of what this drone is like. The only thing it's not going to recreate is obviously wind. If it's really windy, that drone's going to perform a little bit different. But for just flying it and actually moving the flight sticks around, practicing orbits, top-down shots, reveal shots, this is awesome. I would like definitely to see waypoints that says coming soon. Can't wait for that. Hyperlapse is going to be great. Maybe even like a spotlight mode would also be really good. So really cool. I think it's great. It's got good potential. Let me know what you think about this as well. If you want to go and check out those drone moves, don't forget they're going to be linked at the top of the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, just hit that like button. It really does help me out. Go and update to your latest DJI FLY update on either the RC Pro 2 or the RC2. Subscribe because there are a lot more videos coming really soon. Comment down below what you think about this. I really enjoy reading all your comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.